What up? It's your boy T-Bear and Reaction. This is your boy T-Bear. Anyway, forget it. It's your boy T-Bear here with your reaction. Today is Wrestle Wednesday. We're in the second half of Wrestle Wednesday after watching some AEW Blood and Guts, which was awesome. Now I'm about to get into some videos. Now I'm about to get into the 10 most harmful laws in WWE history from partsFUNknown. So, like, I was going to watch it my own, but I started watching. I was going to watch it via on Ross's video, but I thought I'd watch it my own before I watched the rest of it because Cena isn't getting too good. So anyway, this is talking about losses that kind of kill the momentum for a wrestler though and everything. Thing about it though, with me in some situation, it was like a conflicting moment as well too, because sometimes it'll be happen to the guys who's the heel at the moment, but I don't root for the heels or back out villains though, because I don't root back out villains, but I root for heels. But it killed their moment, and it caused some conflict because I hate to see their momentum go, but at the moment I can't be mad because they're the heels and the faces though, but and they're not the face. Now when the face I'd be big mad though. But other than that, and then folks was in some groups was giving me shit for it though. Like one was the Goldberg beating Brain, that was beating the Fiend, whatever. That was a big mess, but whatever. Other than that, let's check out 10 harmful losses in WWE history. Let's get it.
He likes to win. I like to win, but I don't always win, and that makes me sad. Wrestlers like to win too, but weirdly, it's not actually up to how good they are at things like being really good at Connect 4. Yes, I'm still sore about that, little nephew Benny! You know I didn't mean to put it there! For wrestlers, the decision about whether they win or lose is made for them, and sometimes that decision is very, very wrong. Many careers have been derailed by a steady stream of bad WWE booking over the years, but sometimes you can isolate one specific match where it has ended any chance of that character ever working again. I'm Ollie Davis, hailing from partsFUNknown, and these are the 10 most harmful losses in WWE history. Before I get into the list, please do give us a subscribe at partsFUNknown for lists, quiz shows, and much more about wrestling, like Adam Blompier's 10 wrestlers who survived horrible debuts. Watch that right after this.
Before we get into the list, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to this video's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. And it just got its newest call up to the main roster, legendary champion Damian. Who just...
we want to alright, we want to get to it. Let's get to it. Let's beat Bayley. Oh man, yeah, this is one I didn't like too much. It was too hot. Much they fumbled the whole Bayley face run in the main roster. Like, she had a great face run in NXT, but they fumbled it on here though. That's why we didn't get the Karen like Bayley we got now. Still not fair if folks blame like it because of how they booked that, like this Bayley better, and you know, some folks like bad guys are villain. I still don't get that, but anyway, let's keep going.
Extreme Rules 2017. Not every entry on this list completely kills the career of the person losing. In this case, it was just enough to kill their massively over babyface character and push. There have been few rivalries quite as damaging to a babyface as the Alexa Bliss feud was to Bayley in 2017. Despite being the shining beacon of sunshine, smiles and rainbows in NXT, and probably the easiest babyface to book in years, Bayley was having a hard...
Facts, like... And then folks be saying I be calling crazy when I say the Raiders don't care what they're doing. This is a prime. She is a prime example. Like, how can you not book her as a good babyface on the main roster? It was definitely good, well done in NXT. How can you not book that right? It's just how can you fumble Bayley? Like, Bayley is easily the easiest person to book as a babyface, but they fumbled that one. But they booked her, but they doing a hell of a good job. Supposedly they're doing a hell of a good job of her heel run, but they couldn't do this right. Like, this is why I get irks about like the booking and writing and wrestling at times though, for real. This is the only reason why I feel like they need to get rid of the line, because they don't know what they're doing no more.
hard time on Raw. She'd openly admitted that she didn't deserve to be the Raw Women's Champion, and then after that she lost the title to Alexa Bliss in her hometown. It was under the good old-fashioned kendo stick on a pole match rules. Taking place at Extreme Rules that year, the story of the match was meant to be Bayley finding a way to overcome her self-imposed moral disadvantage that she wouldn't use a weapon to win to regain her title from the dastardly Bliss. Instead, she lost, because in WWE, babyfaces lose. Remember that, kids. Your heroes lose here.
I didn't like, that's sad. That's the sad part about the comment right there, though. Like that's sad right there. Yeah, it's sad that that's how they do it nowadays. Whatever.
Number 9, CM Punk beats Ryback, Hell in a Cell 2012. By itself.
Now, I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Oh, this is when he was the heel. Yep. Okay, then yeah. All right. This is another one. Right now I cannot stand Ryback, but this is before we knew how much of an asshole he was. Like same with Hogan, before how much he was a racist he is. This is before how much he was an asshole and he was a face, and I was for Ryback.
In a vacuum, this match actually feels like a bit of a success, and a vacuum, funnily enough, is an appropriate place to put this match because it sucks. Ryback had been WWE's latest big muscle man to squash his way through jobbers all summer, and by the time Hell in a Cell rolled around and John Cena's injury meant he couldn't face Punk at the pay-per-view like originally intended, Ryback was their choice for a replacement, suddenly igniting the push powder keg they'd been fueling. The match pulled a huge buy rate for the time, pitting Ryback's undefeated streak against the year-long reign of CM Punk in a Hell in a Cell stipulation that must have a finish. This was in a more innocent time, when Hell in a Cell matches had actual finishes, but WWE had booked themselves into a corner, not wanting to beat either guy, so they instead turned the Mad Ox Brad Maddox into a heel referee, pinning Ryback and forever halting whatever momentum he had going for him.
Yeah, now I remember that's how Mads got in the picture. That was bullshit. And then the next on the Shield came. Like they was doing Ryback dirt for a minute for a while. This is before we knew how much of an asshole he is, but they was doing him dirty. Like then you gotta see like that. You don't blame how you feel, but he takes it to the extreme. Out of all the people that's been released with WWE or XWE people, he takes it to the extreme to the point that it's like, why you need to get your internet taken away from your son, dude.
Number 8, Triple H beats Booker T.
Nope. Oh man. Yes, this one. Because of that stupid Reign of Terror bullshit they had going with them. And we, like I said, we're dealing with it right now with the current. We're literally dealing with Reign of Terror 2, pun intended, with the tribal piece of trash right now, and then they're pushing it for 2 years though, and then they make it a part. Yeah. Whew.
WrestleMania 19. This one is harmful for an entirely different reason. Not only was the story naturally set up for Triple H to lose the World Heavyweight Championship to Booker T, but it was kind of the only morally just way to go as well. The build to that match at WrestleMania 19 has remained one of the most infamous ever, because this is the story where the bad guy says racist things and then gets away with the racist things, because in WWE, your heroes lose. Remember, kids, your heroes lose here. And as if screwing the easy moral victory over the bad guy story wasn't enough, Triple H took forever to pin Booker after his pedigree, making his opponent look even weaker. Booker T would never be taken seriously again as a top talent in WWE, only winning the title years later as King Booker. Number 7. Goldberg beats The Fiend. Super Showdown.
This one, like I said, this is one where it was conflicted. Like I was over. Goldberg was the face, but Fiend was the heel and everything. But it was conflicting. Like I had no choice but to root for Goldberg over the win. But then this is why alignments need to be taken away.
2020. At one point, The Fiend wasn't just the hottest act in WWE, he was the hottest act in wrestling. His Hell in a Cell anticipation arguably overshadowing AEW Dynamite's debut on TV that same week. Just 5 months after that, Goldberg beat The Fiend for the Universal title at a show in Saudi Arabia. If you ever needed a visual representation of WWE choosing the then over elevating a star of the now and the forever, this was it.
This is why I was flipping, like, you know, like I say, he was a face and Fiend was a heel. It still was like part of the whole them killing the implement of build somebody new or anything, and then then it all went heel for him. But for the Fiend, even when he turned face in a tweener in a way, or with de facto face in a way, it still was downhill. Then he ended up being released, and then he ended up leaving, whatever. Sometimes shit can be very conflicting. I can tell you that with wrestling. I tell you. Especially because unless you're the type that don't care about all that, power to you or anything, but some of us got conscience we gotta deal with and all that, and we don't want to mess up our mental, you know.
Borg didn't just beat the previously invincible Fiend, he beat him incredibly decisively, with somehow only the second worst jackhammer performed in Saudi Arabia. If Hell in a Cell 2019 was the first nail in the coffin, this was one of the most over gimmicks in recent times, fully being slain. Speaking of Saudi Arabia, the place where nothing good happens in wrestling, number 6, Brock Lesnar beats Ricochet. That same show, Super Showdown.
Back when I didn't like Brock.
2020, oh my god.
Now I'm a fan of Brock.
How Goldberg beating The Fiend wasn't the most damaging loss to come out of Super Showdown 2020. Because even though The Fiend lost to Goldberg, his next appearance was staring down John Cena with the WrestleMania sign in view, which was followed up by the genre-breaking Firefly Funhouse match. The same can't be said for Ricochet. Brock Lesnar broke and ripped him apart like a deer carcass at Super Showdown, and a few days later, Ricochet lost to Riddick Moss for the 24/7 title. Ricochet could be the best WWE high flyer ever, but this match clipped his wings. The term burial is thrown around a lot these days, and more often than not, it is.
And let's not forget, they still doing it right now. Like, this one pissed me off about this one. Like, they it's like with him and Finn at the moment, they pretty much tell us to shut up. Now stop bitching, because they gave them titles and everything, so we stop bitching. But why they had the titles, they was doing them dirty then. Especially Ricochet. They haven't lost twice to both of the Los Lotharios and everything, so he finally got to win them both and everything. And then his title run been so until they gave it to Gunther. And like I said, it's going to be irking. Watch they make Gunther's IC title run prestige or anything, because I'll do. Watch it. Well, just watch. I said it in my my rant over the Brock Lesnar versus Roman thing again, like how watch they do that. I got a feeling they're gonna do it, which is gonna be BS though. I mean, I kind of want to play devil guy and hope Guff don't have a good run for the fact that so I won't feel like it's just them doing the face dirties, but watch. But if they don't, then it's obvious that how they feel about wrestling, and like this is why sometimes, as of lately, been like hesitant on being a wrestling fan still, because how they treat like certain characters, you know.
Isn't used appropriately. This, however, was a burial 6 feet deep that Ricochet has never been fully able to flip out of. Number 5, John Cena beats Bray Wyatt, WrestleMania 30. It's not often that one guy has more than one of the most.
Now this one I don't care. This one, I think I'm a Cena fan. They care. Don't see the issue with that, but folks did.
Devastating losses in wrestling history, but here we are. I guess that's a testament to Bray Wyatt's creativity, that he managed to build just as.
I would say this was more on Bray than booking, or this is more on the booking than Bray. They could have him bounce back after the loss. Who knows? But
a new gimmick from the ruins of his first cult leader character. Wyatt family era Bray versus John Cena felt like a perfect narrative fit. Sure, the story got some supernatural spookiness, but it'll all be okay when Bray pins Cena at the grandest stage of them all. Oh no, wait, Cena wins, lol! WrestleMania 30 saw Cena beat Wyatt clean. At the exact moment Wyatt needed a big stage, credible win to fully reach his main.
Because he needed that big stage credible. Because he beat him in another match, but I guess because the WrestleMania, he needed that win. I guess. But I'm sorry, I was on Cena's side on this one, for sure. There was no confliction at all on this one.
Event tier. Instead, afterwards, Bray went full spooky in the aftermath, quickly devolved into a character that called upon spooky ghost children to do his bidding, which was not what made the original character work so well. Number 4. John Cena beats Damian Sandow, Raw 2013. In a 2-for-1 special.
Wow, was that a bad one? Alright.
Today you don't just get to witness the harm being done to Damian Sandow, but also to the Money in the Bank contract. A stipulation WWE really did not need to kill the way they did. After winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Alberto Del Rio, John Cena was jumped by Damian Sandow, who cashed in his Money in the Bank contract, and after some brief tussling, Cena dispatched Sandow out of the main event scene, to which he would never return. Sandow really went from Mr. Money in the Bank to losing title shots for the Intercontinental Championship in a matter of like 2 months. This loss
again, this is I'm on the inside this one. I didn't think about it like that, but I was on the inside this one because he's the face and big face and all of that, but I guess because of that situation, I guess
was the end of any hope Sandow had as a main eventer, and even more still, this.
I feel like it's not just Cena's fault. They could have bounced him back from that loss. Like they could have had him, but that's like some of this is like that. In a Bray Wyatt's first time is more so booking right there. They could have had him bounce back for that, but they didn't try. Because a couple people that bounced back after Cena loss, so I'm not sure why they couldn't do that with Sandow or Wyatt, to be honest, though. But I guess
this was the first real and true Money in the Bank cash-in failure. WWE clearly wanted to get to the title unification that was just down the road and ditch the Money in the Bank briefcase rather than complicate their storyline. Number 3. John Cena beats Brock Lesnar, Extreme Rules 2012. Cena wins.
Why is that a problem?
Was a meme for a reason. You might like him now because he had a few US title matches on Raw 6 years ago, but suffering succotash did he hold a lot of guys down. In this instance, Brock Lesnar had returned to WWE after 8 years away, during which time he had become UFC heavyweight champion and the biggest pay-per-view box office draw of the previous 4 years. You could not make it easier to print money for the 18 months that followed his return. Think of how much bigger it would have felt to have seen an unbeaten Brock Lesnar face The Undertaker at WrestleMania for the streak. Instead, John Cena beat Brock Lesnar in his first match back. Never again will the stars align like this for WWE. And what makes it worse is Cena didn't even need this win. He lost to John Laurinaitis a month afterwards. Don't know what happened to that Lesnar guy though. Hope he's alright. Cool tats. Number 2. Team WWE beats
Now this one, I'm gonna say I don't get the issue with that either. Like it's Team WWE and NXT. Why would you want your Team WWE to lose to them? That's my thing. But I guess they felt that killed Nexus mental. They could have bounced back and got a win afterwards. But I don't know.
The Nexus SummerSlam 2010. It's Cena wins low again, and it's arguably the most egregious.
I think the only reason they're mad about it because of Cena. That's the only reason they're mad about it. To me, it seemed like.
Example, not just ruining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 wrestlers, but 7 potential new stars all in one match. You've almost got to admire the efficiency. John Cena led Team WWE into battle over the Nexus at SummerSlam 2010. This 7-on-7 elimination match was the first time we had seen the Nexus on a big stage, and had they won this match, this could have made the careers of all involved, or at the very least, the top few. Instead, this mostly even tag match just shifts into ludicrous speed, and John Cena kicks out of a DDT on the floor and beats Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett 2-on-1. Rarely have we ever seen such damage done to a group in one go. Chris Jericho and Edge would later reveal how they told John Cena this was a bad idea. Wow. They were right. Never again would the Nexus taken anywhere near as seriously, which Cena helped again the following night on Raw by comparing them all to fast food mascots. Honestly, this was so bad, I stopped watching WWE for half a year after it happened, where I went off to become an Ubermark watching Ring of Honor and all the coolest indie promotions you haven't heard of. But even despite that, the thing that nearly killed my wrestling fandom, objectively, there is one loss that, ironically, beats all others. Number 1. Brock Lesnar beats Kofi Kingston, SmackDown.
Now this I agree with. Now this is definitely I'm agreeing with. That was bullshit. Not only we probably but let's think about it. We possibly almost expected him to beat Kofi because they respected the typical Brock Lesnar get wherever he wants thing, but not the way they did it. But let's
2019. In one of WWE's biannual moments of giving fans what they wanted, they went right back hard to their default "Your Heroes Lose" booking. After one of the all-time great WrestleMania moments, Kofi Kingston's WWE Championship reign was ended by Brock Lesnar in just 7 seconds on the SmackDown debut on Fox, killing Kofi so bad he fell from top champion to tag wrestler forevermore. Kofi has barely been in touching distance of the WWE Championship since, and despite one very effective detail where Kofi was asked about the title and he played it cool while also crushing a pancake in his hand, really, he hasn't added any of that fire into his character, because in WWE, your heroes lose. They lose, and it doesn't mean anything. Remember, kids, your heroes lose then, now, forever, together. Almost ironic that John Cena says that, Sting, isn't it? What do you think is the most harmful loss?
Yeah, that like wow, it's like wow for man. Then I like this little your hero lose forever. Like shut up with that shit. But yeah, this most majority I would say yes. Like Bayley definitely, Ryback definitely for sure. Ryback definitely. This one definitely. Triple H and Booker T definitely. The Fiend and Goldberg, it was like was conflicting. Like I say, if alignment didn't matter in this situation, I would definitely be on the Fiend side on this one. Brock Lesnar and Ricochet definitely agree with that one as well too. Dude, why put Ricochet in that kind of situation in the first place anyway? To be honest, now the other one, now the stuff with John Cena. Between the John Cena situation, is like okay, whatever. It was like more of okay, whatever. I was on Cena side on that one. Sorry that one. Like he's. I mean, John Cena like they could have bounced back. I mean, Brock, I was like, did now he bounced back, beat the streak, and also became the emergency glass break for some ratings and have him lose for money and have him hold the title for hostage for a while when he was heel Brock. Now Cowboy Brock's different with anything. They still kind of breaking the emergency gas for him too. Except again, since he faced, I got no choice but let it pass. So yeah, other than that, this was a good video still, regardless. But if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let me know what y'all thought about these as well too. Do you agree or disagree with partsFUNknown? Do you agree or disagree with me as well too? It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.